Eric Hoffman of VulnCheck, welcome. It's great to see you. What are some of the things that organizations incorporating OSINT into their workflows are running into, both challenges and benefits that they're seeing as far as doing that?
Sure. Yeah, I think there's the OSINT community does a great job of providing lots and lots of data. The challenge for defenders or government mission partners is that just having more data is not really what anybody wants. They need to have reliable data. OSINT data is many different sources with various reliability. So they need to know that the data is being provided to them is reliable and it's consistent. So what industry can do is, be that layer in between the vast amounts of data and government mission partners to provide a reliable format, reliable context, and then help them do their job faster.
When you say consistent data, what are you referring to there?
So, they need to know where to go to look for specific kinds of data. And so, at a company like VulnCheck, we provide data that's all about vulnerabilities. It's kind of in the name. So they know where to go to find that kind of data. None of my customers have ever said, what I really need is a lot more data in an unstructured format to sift through. They need to have that data in a consistent format, and it has to be actionable.
Mm-hmm. Structuring the data that's not structured, is that process getting easier for the government organizations? Is it getting easier for industry, or is that just as difficult as it's always been?
I think we're not really keeping up, as an entire industry. There's always more data. And that's where I think industry needs to be at the forefront, is identifying what is the important data to structure, to provide. And then the other thing too is in a timely fashion. It's figuring out what to do with the data, especially for government customers, it has to be timely to the mission.
I guess speed is the next question. Are organizations getting better at ingesting and delivering data in a timely manner to the people that need it to make decisions?
Yeah, I think so. Some are, big organizations are not, but it creates a space for companies like mine to provide that near real time intelligence, which is what mission partners need. The larger tech companies, larger organizations in general move slower. But that does allow for a space in the industry for those who are focusing on that timeliness of data.
Mm-hmm. The speed is something that every single person that I talk to, not just in the OSINT space, but all across the national defense community, talks about. What are the things that organizations in government can do to try to stay ahead of that trajectory? Or is the volume just too much that's not even a realistic possibility?
Well, it's, there's the classic example of the OODA loop, which a lot of people in security use. It was originally like a fighter pilot term, right? And so it's constant, right? It's cyber warfare. So you have to continue to try and stay inside of the enemy's OODA loop, and it's never ending, right? It's not one thing that they can do. They need to constantly have the most reliable, up-to-date, actionable data. Training, and appropriate disposition of the cyber force. All those things need to be working together.
How does one know that one is achieving the things that we're talking about, that you are receiving data in a timely enough way, and that you're disseminating it in a timely enough way to do all the things that people want to do?
Well, catastrophic consequences not happening is the one way. But, kind of from a tactical standpoint, the provenance of the data. So one of the things that data providers need to give a backup, right? So the black box scoring methods, which was kind of a method of security in days past, that's no longer really viable. You have to, back up your sources and give context and say why the data that you're providing is actionable in this manner. And without that, it's really hard, especially for governments, to take action based on that data. And so it's on industry to provide that context.
Eric, it's great to have you here. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.